As always, reinforce your seams, be yourself, and remember, in times like this, it's important to remember to laugh and enjoy yourself. My so-called life is sponsored by How's it going? I'm Godless Sewing, and this is the Godless Sewing channel. So, there's been drama here in the house of sewing. My camera died. I started repainting my living room for no reason, and it all resulted in utter and complete beauty. So right now, my house is under construction, but in the middle of the chaos, I managed to get out of my house and enjoy myself in beautiful Ventura, California. So I have a new camera. Bear with me if I have technical problems. But as always, wear a helmet, buckle up, and let's go sewing. So when I said under construction, I meant a complete mess. I'm starting in the one room that no one goes into, my living room. Because in my middle bedroom, I have more sewing machine cases than I want to admit to. It's a mess in here. And this entire week, I've been trying to clean up everything. I've been going out of my way to stop my hoarding. Spoiler, it was another sewing machine. I got a beautiful Singer cocktail sewing machine. It looks like it's from the late 80s, early 90s, but there's really not that much information out on it. The one thing that I found out that made me laugh when I looked at it is that it has the self-winding bobbin. So it turned into an adventure. I'm gonna be here for a while. So let's go check out that sewing machine, and I may or may not have slipped and fell on another sewing machine. So let's go check that out. So this is my Singer cocktail sewing machine. I have to admit, I walked past this thing for at least 2 or 3 weeks because I have 4 just like it. So I thought. Last week, I finally looked inside of it and I saw that it had the self-winding bobbin. I was kind of shocked and I laughed because the Touch and Sew, although it's a total James Bond retro sewing machine, it was a complete failure. So I figured I might as well give a machine from the 80s a chance because hopefully they improved on all the problems from the 70s. But you know, with most brands, they just pump them out and hope for the best. But with that being said, this thing is in great condition. The color is beautiful. Also, I had never really heard of a Singer cocktail. Do you drink a cocktail with it? Do you make a cocktail dress? Do you do both at the same time? I don't know. But like I always say, instead of talking about it, let's go see how it works. So, like I always say, if it works, I'm gonna chuck a ton of stickers on it. If it doesn't work, well, doesn't matter anyways, because I'm just gonna fix it. But this is gonna be a beautiful addition to the fleet. So let's check it out. All right. As always, I forgot my scissors. All right. So these self-winding bobbin machines always have problems. I'll admit, It's a mediocre stitch, if you could see it. The back is sloppy, which means the timing is there, but it just needs to be tweaked just a little bit so that it has perfect timing. But, like I always say, welcome to the fleet, kid. So this is my attempt to use the self-winding bobbin. If you're watching this, then it worked. If not, then it was a total disaster and it's not gonna matter anyway. All right. So these bobbins are odd at best. Okay, it's in there. So I've threaded the machine. I'm closing the plate, and there's a stopper right here that you either push down to completely close the plate or keep it half open. I'm assuming to wind the bobbin. So I hope it's like the commercial that I promise you I won't play. I have the machine in center position. I have it on single stitch. And I'll put it to 0 just to see what happens. I think it's working. Either it's working or I'm completely destroying this machine. Oh, there's a stunner. Oh. Okay, let's see how far I got. Oh. Sometimes it's okay to show your complete disaster. The bobbin has completely been pulled up and the plate's stuck. But I can fix it. All right, so after all that mayhem, I was able to figure out the problem. It wound the bobbin. Oh, that's a disaster. Just not in the bobbin. So, much like the touch and sew, this is gonna need help, but hey, that's why it's here. Do you know, there's a real reason why I put a chair in here. Because every time I walk in this room, I get a case of the nope, nope, nope. Every project that I've made in the past 15 years is in this room. Every jacket, every other vest, every knitted sweater, everything that I've ever made is sitting in this room. And I'm only showing you half of it. This is my closet, and it is a complete mess. I'm gonna attempt to clean it, but let's go take a look at, I think it's called a FIF. It reminded me of FIF. When I think of FIF, I think of Nancy Zeman and the old school PBS specials that I used to watch when I was a kid. But I learned a lesson, and you know what? I got to laugh at myself. So let's go check out the second sewing machine that I found at my local Goodwill. Okay, if there was ever a walking, talking indictment of the Los Angeles school system, it would be me. Do you pronounce this sewing machine FIF? 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 I don't know. You know, I went to the Goodwill by my house, which I really don't go to that much because it's kind of bare bones. They never have sewing machines, and most of the people around here are bougie, so everything's overpriced in the first place. So when I walked into my local Goodwill on my way home, I was shocked to find this sewing machine. I had really never heard of the brand, and because of that, they really cut down on the price. In retrospect, I'm laughing at myself because I noticed right away that it doesn't have the same body like the other sewing machines, but I recognized it because I'm constantly watching sewing content on YouTube. And then I got it ready to go. I threaded it. Then it dawned on me. Silly American. Silly, silly, silly American. No wonder it was so cheap because nobody wanted to deal with it. So I called on Lord Amazon, and the adapter will be here in a day or two. But like I always say, they can't all be winners, but eventually this will. And for anyone who cares, I have a plug that fits this, but this machine pulls 220 volts, and the average American sewing machine only pulls 110 to 115. So the American cord just flat out wasn't powerful enough. Ironic. So as always, be creative and keep sewing. So, have you ever had one of those moments where you thought your microphone was on, but really you were just talking to yourself like a crazy person? So all in all, the cocktail sewing machine was a complete score, and the FIF, or whatever you call it, was worth laughing at myself and utterly and completely realizing that next time I need to check the cord. So if you've made it this far, I thank you. And as always, reinforce your seams, be yourself, and I will definitely see you next time.